Hey guys, so today it's Saturday around 4 o'clock, and what I'm doing is I am prepping for the ride that we're doing tomorrow. And I don't think I ever mentioned this, but tomorrow we are doing a 100-miler century ride. I'm going to be doing this with Jason. Finally, he can actually join me on this. So what I'm doing right now is just prepping what I'm going to be taking with me in terms of fueling for the rest of the ride. So what I have here is the gel. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I am going to find 2 more gels to make it 8. So I'm going to take a gel per hour, and they are each 100 calories. And so each hour I'm going to try to do 300 calories. So I'm taking Cliff Bars and taking them for every hour. The first hour I'm going to have a banana with a gel, and then the hours after that I am going to switch between Cliff Bars. This just happens to be the chocolate chip one. These are all the vegan rice cakes that I made last week. It's super simple recipe for this. It's just white rice, and actually let me see if I could show you real quick what that looks like. Sorry, this is called a vegan rice cake, and I added my own special ingredients in there. So it's just plain white rice with coconut cream, and we have raisins and cherries and sunflower seeds, and I believe peanuts in there. And so that is going to be, this is about 200 calories, and so I am going to take this also per hour with a gel. Now each of the gels have caffeine in them, and so I'm going to try to I've always really done very well with goo. I really like their product, and my stomach has been able to handle it. And so the other option is to do this, which I think I showed you before. This is the First Endurance. It's called Electrolyte Fuel System. This does not have caffeine in it, but it does have 400 calories in here. And it's good because it's a squeeze bottle, and that means I can just take it out of my back pocket and continue to take it in. So some of you actually asked me about my clothing choice for cooler weather. So tomorrow's temperature is going to be fairly cold in the morning, and then it will go up to about low 60s in the afternoon. And so I'm going to have to figure out what to wear for early in the morning, and how I can shed those layers moving as we continue on with our ride. So these are my options for tomorrow. Jason got me this. This is an Under Armour fleece-lined thermal compression long sleeve shirt. And I typically wear this when it's really cold out, especially in the winters. Now I'm debating on whether to wear this versus a merino wool base layer. And the merino wool is actually fairly lightweight, except because it's going to be pretty cold and windy tomorrow, I think I'm going to stick with this one. And then, so this is my base layer. And then over that, I have this thicker Rafa shirt. I believe this is also merino wool, but it's a thicker shirt that I like to wear in the fall season. And so that's what I'm going to be wearing over the compression thermal long sleeve shirt. So if it does get too warm, I can always take off the compression long sleeve shirt, and I have my arm warmers. Okay, and the arm warmers I'll just wear my my jersey, and then I'll just wear arm warmers to keep me warm. And so the temperature will change during the day, and so we'll start to warm up during the day. And so I think that's what I'm going to go with. For bib shorts, this is by Black Bibs, and I love their product because, one, it's inexpensive. I believe this was $80, and Black Bibs, or bib shorts in general, are very expensive, and I love the padding in this, and it's been this is what I wear on my long rides. And I have leg warmers. I think I have that it's hang drying right now, but I am going to be wearing leg warmers to keep me warm. For protecting my hands, I am going to be switching between the full fingered gloves and my half finger ones, the ones that I usually wear by Gore. This one is a fairly thin material. It's actually fleece lined inside, and I like this because it has the grips and it still allows me to have a good grip on the handlebars. It's not padded like the one that I have in my actual cycling gloves. This is not specific to cycling. I got this from Costco, and the brand is by Head, and so it's like $10. And you know, on days like this, you can just roll it up, put it in your back jersey pocket. Oh, and the one last thing that I forgot to mention was that I will be wearing a jacket, but I will also be wearing my wind/rain jacket that I typically wear, because that does keep the wind off. And that's the thing, is that it's more so the wind that is that's making me cold, as opposed to the actual cold temperature itself, especially when the temperatures will start to warm up throughout the day. So this is morning of the ride. What I'm doing now is just setting up my water bottles so that I have enough to bring with me. I will be bringing 2 bottles. Sorry, in the background I have the Roomba running, so you're gonna hear that. But I'm bringing 2 bottles of water mixed with my hydration mix. This is First Endurance EFS hydration mix. This is the new one that they came out with. It's a prototype, lemon lime flavor. So I'll have 2 bottles of that, and then I'll also have a bottle of just plain water in the soft flask. So we are gonna stop somewhere to get extra water, and I'm planning to take in at least, I'm hoping 6 bottles for the ride, maybe more. It's not as warm. It's actually freezing cold outside. There's a frost advisory today. There is it's pretty cold out. So sometimes when it's cold out, I'm not drinking a lot of water, but I'm gonna try to drink as much as I can because I'm still going to be sweating.
I'm keeping it very simple this time. When we did our Connecticut Grand Fondo ride earlier this year, I brought like kind of a bunch of different things, and just to simplify it, because I found a combination that seems to work for me, which is these Muscle Up protein bars, and they're kind of like a balanced macro. You know, it's kind of even parts protein, fat, and carbs. So in order to get more carbs, a protein bar or half a protein bar with either a banana or some maple syrup. So what I'm bringing is just a bunch of these protein bars. I got 6 of them. I'm bringing 3 bananas, and then 2 of these, however many ounces this is, of pure maple syrup. So this is usually like 3 or 4 servings for me. I'll take down, quarter to a third of this bottle at a time. So between all of this stuff, I should have, I'll probably have like every hour I'll have like half a protein bar plus a banana and some maple syrup.
How many calories is that?
Probably 200 to 300, probably closer to 300.
I'm all bundled up, but I'm still cold. I still feel wind creeping up in underneath the jacket, so I'm gonna try to go nice and slow today, just so I can regulate my temperature a little better. Oh man, quite a ride. I think my hands have warmed up. I think yesterday I had mentioned that I opted for a thinner pair of gloves because I thought maybe I didn't really need it. Well, our first mile around the block in our house actually turned out to be pretty frigid, and so I switched over to my Gore gloves here that are windproof, and so that actually helped, and my hands are now nice and warm from that. But yeah, super foggy ride this morning. It was probably about, like, I don't know, you couldn't even see like 20 feet ahead of you. That was how foggy it was. But yeah, just keeping it super easy the first part of the ride. I just feel like, you know, we started out fairly early, right? Like 7 o'clock?
Yeah, a little after
7. A little after 7, and so yeah, that's a good start to the 100-miler. And here's Jason.
Yeah, it is pretty cold this morning. It's probably somewhere in the 30s Fahrenheit, and yeah, my hands are freezing. I also have the Gore thermal gloves, but I've always had an issue with poor circulation, particularly in my hands. So dealing with that a little bit right now, but it's a nice day. Hopefully it warms up a little bit later and it'll be a little more comfortable. Kind of layered up right now and pretty comfortable aside from my hands. That's really the main issue. Yeah, like Joyce said, we got an early start, so we should have plenty of time to get this ride done. We started out shortly after sunrise, so we're going to maximize our time, our daylight to get this ride done, and I'm really excited about it. This is this will be my first Century ride. Obviously I wasn't able to join Joy on hers in the summer because I was injured, and so this is kind of our last chance to do one together this year before it gets too cold and the days get too short.
See the black and you, just as looking outside. See the black and you, all is gonna outside. Just one way. Just looking inside. Hell is going outside. Just looking inside. Hell is going outside. One way. Walking down the street, seeing all the girls here. Romeo friendly woman, she is gonna down here. Just looking outside, just looking in you. Just looking outside, just going inside. Hey. Looking down the street long, what is going inside? Working down the street long, what is going inside?